All right. The other day I saw an article about NFL expansion giving Chicago another team, and I do think as an 18 game season approaches, what they're probably going expand. There probably need to be 8 expansion teams, one for each division. Okay. Now, um, my, the obvious places are, um, first off, San Diego, Oakland, and St. Louis, because they've had football teams before and the way that they've moved out was just kind of stupid. And the other problem I have with with teams with so give them back a team. The one I think that I'd already have a name picked out for would be Oakland, and their name would be the Inmates, and their home home jerseys would kind of look like the funny criminal black and white jerseys, and the away jersey would just be bright orange, you know, and the California Department of Corrections can build a facility for them, 60,000 of their fans, and a sectioned off area for 60,000 visiting fans. Us. So that would be with Oakland. St. Louis, if I were to get a team in St. Louis, I would be talking with the St. Louis Blues hockey team, so they could become the St. Louis Blues or St. Louis Jazz or something of that nature. San Diego, probably something related to the Navy, just because of the ties to the Navy that they already have. I'd also want the LA Chargers to change their name from to what's called the LA Pod. This is a reference to a pod of killer whales that run from Tijuana to San Francisco. They're kind of a mix of a residential and transient pod, kind of a mix between onshore pod and an offshore pod, and they're known for hunting and killing great white sharks, so to me, so that how more badass can you get? Well, actually, I've got a few. Okay. Then my next choices would be would be Vancouver, Toronto, and Montreal. It just expansion into Canada does seem like a very good idea for the NFL. Another issue is if they could get like Montreal and with the Montreal Toronto thing, you definitely want them in a one in the AFC, one in the NFC, so they could be in opposing conferences, just so you could have a Super Bowl between Montreal and Toronto, because on a normal day, the fans of those cities really don't get along. Then the next big place I'd consider putting a team is Louisville. I know Louisville, Kentucky, the only sports team they have right now is a minor league team called the Louisville Bats, even though they use the bat that flies around as everything related to them. It's an obvious reference to the Louisville Slugger bat. As far as names for a team from Louisville, either the Butterflies or the Lightning, both of which are meant as an homage to Muhammad Ali. Another one that I think would be great, and I know Alabama already has 2 professional teams, the Auburn football team and the Alabama football team, but Birmingham would be a great place for a team, and I think that team should be called the Alabama Red Tails because of Tuskegee, which is a reference to the Tuskegee Airmen, and because Tuskegee is in Alabama and because they're claiming the entire state of Alabama, I think that would be a good name. I admit, one thing that skews my point of view is the fact that, I've been a Packers fan since day one, but basically when you live in Wisconsin, you find out Brown County, owns 2/3 of the Green Bay Packers, and a percentage of your tax dollars are going to the Packers because of that. Even if it is like 0.01%, but they own it's because of who owns the team, and I think it would be municipal ownership would be better for every team, because then, teams would be building cities would be building stadiums and whatnot, but then it goes into municipal spending and all that fun stuff, and the fans and the teams are more connected to each other. That's one reason why the Packers are so connected, not just the team, but the fans, the players as well, are so connected to Wisconsin, even though from where I live, it's 120 miles to Green Bay and about 90 miles to Chicago. So go figure on that. Another thing about, being a Packer fan to everybody else in the country, it's Green Bay, Wisconsin, on the banks of the Fuckifino River. So that makes you think any city can be a football market, but that's just my idiotic opinion that nobody asked for.